Alaman.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever or whenever you may be. This is the overnight. I am DM Foss, and tonight we've got Gun Websites. How you doing, Gun Websites?
Good. Thanks for hosting. Thanks for the invite.
And Geezer Gary, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. Thanks for having me.
And last but not least, Guns and Barbecue. How you doing?
I feel like that was a comment about my weight. I'm doing pretty well.
Well, you're looking pretty good.
I thought you were calling me fat.
No. You dropped all that. You worked hard to drop weight, and
I gained more than I lost back. Let's say I gotta work hard. Oh, I'm dead serious. Let's say when I started losing all that weight for that tournament, I was like just a tick over 240, and now I ate like a dumpster raccoon since then, and I'm back up to like 250. It's sad. I gotta hit the wagon again and get on it.
Well, it's easy.
Thank you.
It's easy to get off the rails. I kind of did that. Got heavy. Still am heavy. Lost weight, but then kind of gained it back, and it can be tough. But you did it before. You can do it again.
Yep.
And let's take a look, see who was out there so far. DJ Play Nice out there having a wee.
You could try the 9mm diet, where every time you're hungry, you just look at or think about 9mm, and then you get disgusted and you lose your appetite.
I think that's called bulimia.
That's what I was going to say. Woods is out there talking about sports ball. something called the Apple Cup. I don't know what that is.
Never heard of it.
And Gizzard Gary, M. Gabriel, Rumble Vulcan, Eric M509, Garage Guy, Hillbillies out there.
Hillbilly.
So good evening to everybody. Ooh, I remembered. I remember. Let me get the right one going. There we go. We got the banner going. So at the bottom of the screen is an email address and a link that'll get you somewhere. You can send in comments, suggestions, or pictures within reason. If you watch this in replay, leave a comment. Anything we talk about, agree with, disagree with, think we left out, let me know. I always read the comments, and they're always appreciated. Let's get back to the car. There we go. So I kind of sort of maybe had a topic and then kind of sort of forgot what I was going to topic about. So we sort of kind of, I don't know, don't really have a topic. Unless there's something everybody, in the description, there's 2 links for the comment periods dealing with the ATF. One is on black powder storage, and that goes for 1 or 2 more days. And then the other is for who needs to get an FFL to sell your guns. That one goes through the beginning of December. I forget exactly when, but there's links for those. Go over and leave a comment. And I would kind of click through randomly some of the comments. The black powder one is all the ones I read were against. The who needs the FFL one, there's the anti-gunners are hammering that pretty hard. And there's basically 2 different form letters that are being used. But go over there if you feel strongly about this, leave a comment. I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? That way we don't have to talk about G-Webs turning European.
Are we talking guns?
Yeah. Well, we can talk whatever, but this tends to be more gun related. Chat.
I don't know.
Or we could talk about gum if you want to. Like juicy fruit.
Juicy fruit is great for about 15 seconds.
And for children.
And then all the flavor's gone.
The worst is Fruit Stripe for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or was a bad one, I think.
Also for children. Although they made Fruit Stripe gummies, those are friggin' awesome.
Oh, you need to compress your grounds.
Yeah, I don't have a thing to do that with. I can use my finger, but I also have to clean it then, so this way I don't have to clean it so much.
Yeah, there's a whole art to tamping it, and then you poke holes in what you tamped.
We never tamped hole. I got learned in 97 because I was working at a Barnes & Noble, so they have a Starbucks in there, and so Starbucks learns you have to go to school and encampment. You only get fed if you learn all the rules. But back then, I don't think we had that fork thing. We had a flat thing, but I don't remember a fork thing. But I've seen that's the new thing. But there's also a thing that has like a fork or like little fingers on a cam or gear system that does like a little smooth pattern. Have you seen those? It like you go click and it puts like a pattern in there.
No, I'm not familiar with that.
I don't necessarily look for that stuff, but it shows up on my Instagram, and I'll continue to watch it for the rest of the 30 seconds sometimes to see what's up.
I feel cheated. In my house, all I have is a is a Keurig. I just put these cups in there and close the lid, press a button, and it makes my coffee.
Well, here's the thing. How many of the Keurig little cups do you have that you can reuse over and over and over? Do you have any of those?
I have a couple of those.
You can do this and that. That's the same. It's really the same thing. A Keurig is, I don't know. I don't even know if this is the best way to do it, really. This is probably going to want a little bit too hot. I'm just liking it because it's fun to play with. And it makes it, this is a different, it's like a burnt coffee, like a Starbucks. So for me, it's just a different coffee than the instant I normally drink.
We have a Keurig, but I only use it to heat water for hot chocolate.
And I use this for doing the same thing because you can blow this through with nothing in here and it'll just make hot water pretty quick.
I used to do that for oatmeal all the time.
Yeah, that and ramen.
For a cup of ramen, yeah, it's perfect.
Oh, I could pour this over noodles. You're saying it would make soup, huh? I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I have another machine that just makes
Genius.
Seems like a cup of noodles is 10-ounce serving. It's middle serving on my Keurig that filled. That's science when you know exactly what setting to use for different things.
So I had this big giant Keurig that I got for $7 a long time ago just to have one. And it's, I think, one of the first ones, or the first one even. It's huge. And then I bought another one for very cheap that is newer, and it's only about as wide as this Mr. Coffee one. And that one has like 13 buttons on the top. So it can do, you can have like 4 different sizes instead of just 2. And then it does stuff like what you're saying. So maybe there was like an oatmeal or a soup, like instant soup button.
Mine is what they call the Keurig K-Slim, and the whole thing's like probably 6 inches wide or something. And it's nice because in my apartment, I don't have a whole lot of counter space. So it takes up, deep wise it does, but as far as wide, I could put 5 of them right next to each other. Plenty of them. So it's really nice for my place.
We have kind of the middle size, not the small and not the real large.
But if you want to buy mine, it's on my Amazon store, by the way. Let me throw a shameless plug in there.
I did the other day. I was making hot chocolate, and usually, because you have to open it and then close it after it heats up. And so usually I just, flip it open and close real fast. And I had opened it all the way and realized there was an empty K-cup inside. And talked to my wife, and neither of us can remember when that was used, because she doesn't ever use it anymore.
Oh, wow.
Now, if you really want to have fun with your coffee, get one of those frother things. I got one of those. And it just runs off a couple little AAA batteries. And it's just got it's like an immersion blender type thing almost, but it's tiny. And you can put it in your coffee, add a little bit of creamer to it, then you stick it in there and it whips it all up and puts like foam on top there. It's pretty cool.
This dude acts like I'm new to Amazon or some
like
shit.
That. There you go.
Acts like I've never been on Amazon or something. Come on.
You got to be careful because you'll blow it right off the top of your coffee cup. I've done it many times.
Yep, just like that.
Perfect. See, he knows the deal. Then you got fancy coffee.
That's essentially what the blender does, is it foams it up.
Yeah, I bought one of those. I use it every morning for that exact same thing.
Ozzy's out there barking at the moon.
The Oz man has cometh.
So then I'm cheap. I'll just stir this up with my poker over here, and I'll run another cup through it and it's essentially like a tea. It comes out really weak. Look how dry. I don't know if you can tell, but it comes out super dry. It's crazy. I guess it's really steam going through there, huh?
Must be, yeah.
I mean, it's nothing like a real. Well, it's not really. I mean, it's like you said, I'm not tamping it. There's no way. I mean, I'm putting in like one little baby scoop, and you're supposed to have it into the top of this giant cup. Super hot, so I'm not gonna be able to hold it very long.
Mhm.
But that's a huge cup. Like, there's no
Yeah,
way I'm filling that for that. But it's essentially the burnt Starbucks espresso ground. So espresso uh, roast is what it really is. So, beans start out green and then they turn to black. Somewhere in the brown region is where most people like them, but once they get darker and darker and then black is when they become espresso. They actually lose caffeine as they get over there, but it's what that Starbucks flavor is. So this stuff essentially to me tastes like Starbucks compared to the instant coffee I normally drink. So I'm just putting in a little bit and enjoying the different flavor. It's not so much that, well, I've actually been awake for like 4 days because of this, but that's a whole unrelated thing. That's nothing to do with this, I'm sure. I try to limit myself to 3, but what is it, like midnight, and I'm drinking my third one, so it's probably not the best pacing.
Rumble Woken.
I hang out with people like DJ, so it's not like I have good examples.
there you go.
He's asking a question. Said, I'm going to be alone for Thanksgiving. Do you think it'd be worth to actually go to Cabela's and hang out and watch Black Friday?
That's an interesting question because there's enough room to do that at Cabela's or Pro.
I don't go out for Black Friday. I have, but just because I needed something and it happened to be Black Friday. But I don't.
According to my daughter, I'm doing it this year. So
It can't be as bad as it used to be because of the online stuff, right? People have options.
Oh no, it's still awful.
And they stretch it out now, so it's like all week.
And it depends. Like some years there's stores that open on Thanksgiving and then, actually you're open on Thanksgiving. That's got to relieve pressure for that store at least.
Ron Wayne's out there. Good evening.
But the problem is they still do, the in-store stuff, where it's only in-store, so you got to go there. You've got people that are lined up. Like, I know every year I'll go to Walmart, and it's not for Black Friday or anything. It's just, it will be like the day before Thanksgiving. Just make sure you got the little odds and ends that you might have forgot. Like, oh, we forgot marshmallows because we got to have that on the yams or some crap. I don't eat yams, but other people do. And they'll have the entire store moved around, and they'll have special lines marked on it, and they'll be putting stuff out for Black Friday and giant shippers and stuff like that. It's insane. And they'll have things where you got to get a number for this thing or that thing. And I'm just like, oh my God. My favorite thing to do is just listen to the scanner, because undoubtedly there's going to be some radio call go out to Walmart or Walgreens or something because there was a fight because somebody stole something out of somebody else's cart.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of like Eric here. He's said, I stay home on Black Friday. There's nothing I need that badly to deal with all the morons.
I just, if I'm like, oh, there's something that was an awesome sale, I'll just wait until, late in the day. Because by that time, the people that decided to go out at midnight or, 5 a.m., whatever the heck it was when the store decided to open, they've spent their energy. They're like, okay, I'm done. And then if I get the thing because they still have a couple left, awesome. If I don't, I'm like, okay, wasn't that important.
He also said he went to Costco today, and it was a zoo. The Costco here in town, I go a half hour after they open. There'll be an initial rush where people are lining up, and there'll be a rush, and then check stands get packed. But if I wait half an hour, there'll be a lull. So there's a little bit of window where it might be busy, but there's not as many people up at the check stand.
Are you going to have Thursday off, Mr. Foss?
I am.
Good.
It's unusual because I usually work, but for some reason they gave me it off this year. So
Nice. Let's say back when I worked at Walgreens, I mean, they brag, hey, 365. We didn't even close for hurricanes in Florida, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, you guys suck. And the thing that always got me the most is people that come in and be getting things. Oh, I forgot evaporated milk, or I forgot, regular milk, or I forgot, whatever the frick they forgot. And then they'd always say, "Oh, it's a shame you have to work today." Well, it's because of people like you. If you didn't come in and buy stuff, they wouldn't be open today. I promise.
Yes, I don't care at all about Thanksgiving, so I always worked, especially if it was double time. So I was not put out at all. Gave me something to do, and I do not like Thanksgiving. So not everybody's put out by it, is all I'm saying.
My thing was because Walgreens was my first job, so I would just say, "Hey, I'll work Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter," because I had no kids, and the other two people in the photo department that I worked with had children. So they're like, okay. And then I was like, I just want deer season. That's my holiday. I was like, so if I can have the first day of deer, the first Saturday, and the last Saturday, I'm a happy camper.
Bubba Triclops, Ballistics, and Sunny Guns are out there. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, Sunny Guns said, I don't mess with Black Friday shit. Too much trouble. No thanks. Ozzy was saying that, that wasn't what,
But that's what I was going to say when Barbecue was talking before about going to Black Friday. It's like, if it's something like a 50-inch TV, I'd rather go get that if I can, if it's not insane. Because then
part of the problem,
shipping and all that.
Part of the problem with the Walmart ones, their Black Fridays, is they'd only have a limited amount of, like the 50-inch TVs.
Yeah, like 10 or 5 or 1 even times per store. Yeah.
So once they ran out,
that was kind of fun. That was sort of the point, I think. And I watched a show. It was about the, what was the first one? I forget what the first one was. Elmo or Teddy Ruxpin, or it was actually Cabbage Patch or something way back in the day.
Yeah.
But whatever the first one was, it showed the real. Whatever had happened, it wasn't an intentional the first time according to this TV show, and then that kicked off the whole idea of Black Friday and everything, or that concept. So anyway, I think that was part of it originally, is to create scarcity so that there is that reason to come in. And then it's developed so much. I mean, it's nothing like it used to be. But as far as going in and watching people, I was going to say back in the earlier days, maybe it was YouTube days, but something like 2008 or 9 or somewhere back then, I remember going out because you could go out I would go out at like 3 or 4. And it was just interesting because I like going out at night anyway. It's fun. Driving around when there's nothing around, especially like in Tucson's kind of a city, so going around at 2 or 3 in the morning, you get the streets to yourself. You don't really get them to yourself ever otherwise. And going around at 2 or 3 in the morning on Black Friday or whatever, Thanksgiving night, there's tons of people going like to, I don't know what the name of the places anymore, but like the burger places that are open would have like huge lines because people would go stock up on food and then go get in line at whatever, like you're saying, Walmart or Target or whoever had whatever sale they were looking at. And it was just neat to go around at like 3 in the morning, but there'd be, like a Sunday's amount of people on the roads in the middle of the night staging to get into these stores. And you'd go to the malls and there was like full parking lots, or like at least, like a nominal full parking lot in the morning, like in 3 in the morning. It was neat. I just thought it was neat to watch. So that's about as close as I got. I didn't go to any stores. I just drove around, kind of went past some of the malls to see how much the activity was, get some pictures. And that was enough for me to kind of see how big, what's the word, like how big an experience it was for the town.
Hillbilly, I very seldom buy Black Friday, but Cyber Monday rocks. Cyber Monday is a great time to head to gearwebsites.com and get all your 2A related patches and stickers and whatnot.
Yeah, I should do something good this year. I got
like
a
to.
shoebox full of stuff that I built when I first got the new machine, and I never got it on the store because I've got slammed with other stuff. So I should try to get that stuff up.
I like to always encourage people to go to their local gun shops for Small Business Saturday.
I'd like to
For
buy
sure.
me a big screen TV, but I haven't figured out how I'm going to get it up here.
Get the folding kind.
I mean, there's no elevator in this building. I live on the top floor. That's quite a fun thing to wrestle one of them big boxes all the way up 3 or 4 flights of stairs.
A few years ago, my wife and son went to Japan to visit grandma, and while they were gone, I took the opportunity to upsize our TV in the family room. And
Very nice.
my wife doesn't really notice things, so I knew she wouldn't realize it was different. But as soon as they walked in the door, my son points at the TV and he's like, "What's that?" Like, yeah, thanks.
You get ratted out.
Yep.
Kids can't keep a secret.
Never.
Well, that's how my wife knew that I would never cheat. Is my son told her everything we did.
Mm-hmm.
But Hillbilly, my buddy bought a big TV in Walmart Black Friday. I got the same thing sitting at home on Monday for $200 less, and did Walmart pickup. And Bubba likes Bazooka bubblegum.
At that point, I would just return the TV that I got on Black Friday and order it on Monday.
Yeah, Bazooka's the one that used to have the comics on the inside of the wrapper, right?
Bazooka Joe.
Oh, yeah. Those were fun when we were kids. I didn't know those were still out there.
Yeah, you can. I always see them now in like the buckets. There's a little bucket of Bazooka Joes. Yeah, Bubba's saying he likes his coffee, his Caliber coffee, like 300 Blackout and 44 Magnum. And Ron Wayne saying he's going to stay home Black Friday.
Smart man.
So are you doing a special Black Friday chat, Gizzard?
You know, I could. That's a thought.
Is your check going to be on sale?
Yeah.
Limit one.
I'm not going to camp out or nothing.
Nobody's going to camp out. Oh, man.
Yeah, I used to always, my younger days, when I was single, I would just work the holidays and stuff, a little extra money, and I was on my own. So I figured, that gives everybody else the day off to go spend with family.
I remember many, many years ago, I was just a young man, like 20, 21 years old. And it was still construction phase at the plant back then. They were building it. So they were working, they were over budget. So they were working 7 days a week to try to get caught up on a construction schedule. So we had to work Thanksgiving. And I can remember we treated it kind of like a potluck dinner. Everybody brought in their family, would make a dish. One guy brought in a roasting pan with a turkey and Some people would bring in pies. Some people would bring in stuffing. We had a Thanksgiving dinner right out there at work that day. It was pretty good too, as I remember. Yeah, we were working real hard that day, but we were getting paid well.
Can't believe they wouldn't shut down a nuclear power plant for Thanksgiving.
Well, it wasn't running. It was being
Gosh.
built. Yeah, for some reason, when the owners are spending $500 million to build this plant and it's like several months behind schedule, all of a sudden they'll throw all kinds of money at it to try to get it caught back up.
Ooh, I got a fun thing we could do, Fuss.
What's that?
So we could pick a caliber and then say what we believe the Thanksgiving food would, or what Thanksgiving food would equate to that caliber. So, like, what's the 9mm of Thanksgiving food, for example?
Cranberry sauce.
I was thinking the same thing.
Faux turkey.
The tofurkey?
Yep. Tofu turkey that fell on the ground and didn't cook all the way through. It was frozen in the middle.
So what's 357?
Ooh.
Pumpkin pie. It's traditional.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah.
I have never had pumpkin pie.
I don't know. I was thinking
Come
more
on.
stuffing
It's
Come on.
I'll take-
for 357.
I'd be all right with that. Something that's been there forever and ain't going anywhere.
I'll go along with that. It's a good compliment. So is 44 Magnum the turkey?
If we have to stick to handgun calibers, I think so.
Make it like 12 gauge because then everybody's satisfied and I could care less.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. 12 gauge.
I can see that. Sounds good. If we're not having to stick to handgun calibers
Well,
or
we can
gauges
expand.
in this sense.
Plus, you shoot it with a 12 gauge or a 10 gauge anyway. Well, except for the people that just buy them.
Yeah.
Wow, I've been seeing bow hunting ones where basically they're decapitating the turkeys.
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty good, I guess. Shooting like a broadhead that cuts head
Yeah.
off. That's fucked up, but that's pretty good, I guess.
No, they're pretty sweet. The
That's some Dukes of Hazzard shit right there.
broadheads they use are incredible. The first one I saw, I believe, was called the guillotine.
Oh, so
Which-
they're not just a standard deer broadhead. Then they're using some kind of specialized thing.
No, it depends. Most broadheads now are just a 2-blade broadhead. A lot of mechanicals now. You don't find as many fixed blades anymore.
Yeah, they don't work as good, right? They don't fly as good or whatever. But everybody I know that shoots bows, or at least I don't say everybody, but I know a bunch of people that shoot bows really good. I'm sure they could use a regular broadhead and shoot a turkey head off. You know, they're
Oh,
pretty
for
good.
sure. So,
No offense.
what are the mashed potatoes?
38 special?
Yeah.
I could go with that.
2 Live Moose, the 45 ACP would be turkey dark meat.
Blech.
I like that. Yep.
Rumble Vulcan saying 357 equals squash. I don't know about that one.
Does he not like 357?
Well, squash is good.
I know
Yeah.
it's not bad. I mean, it's not my favorite thing, but I definitely wouldn't be
No.
assigning it 357.
No, and I wouldn't
Like-
go, hey, Thanksgiving food, squash. Like I could see it, but it's not like on
I
most
could
people.
see squash being like 40 Smith and Wesson.
Yeah, I think
Like,
they're too new. Something newer than that. Some like newfangled like whipped cream pie or something that's some people like, some people don't. But I think something has to be something newer because squash is old as shit. I'm sure they ate squash back in the Indian days.
Squash is like 41 Russian, something like that.
So would 22 long rifle be like the meat and cheese tray that you have while you're waiting for everything?
Oh
I'd say
yeah,
it's more.
good one, Gizzard.
Maybe the pickles and stuff because I want to eat some.
Mhm.
Can we give 45 long Colt to pumpkin pie? Since we gave 357 to stuffing,
What about pecan pie? Some
that's a
people
good one too.
4570 pecan pie because that's more of a Western thing, huh?
I like them both. Give me half a slice of each. Or maybe a full slice of each. Then I'll take a good long nap afterwards.
Hillbilly saying the beans would be AR with gas tube. I'd say it's an AR with compensator, or not with like one of those tank cops. So it's annoying to everybody.
I'm not sure.
What's 5.56 then?
Ham.
I'll give you that.
That's fair.
Green
I
bean
like it.
casserole.
I prefer the ham over turkey. I mean, I do like turkey. I like the dark meat, but turkey sandwiches. And when you're a kid and there's leftover turkey, then you get like turkey sandwiches, turkey soup, turkey this, turkey that.
Now,
I
what
also ate squash tonight. We have our friends got like 35 pounds of squash, so I've been eating squash quite a bit.
What if you had a turducken? Would that be like
50 BMG.
assortment? I
No.
mean,
No, that's like some kind of weird caliber. That's like 38, 357 type of situation.
I don't know. I feel like turducken just sounds like it's the ultimate. So I feel like it's got to be a 50 BMG.
Or shooting like a 38 in a 410 or a 20 gauge shotgun, I guess.
Maybe like Lapua.
Ooh.
I had a version of turducken. It wasn't a full turducken. It was kind of a smaller version, and
What about a Sabo round where there's one caliber inside of a bigger caliber? How about that for your turducken?
ooh. Yeah, there you go.
Sorry for your turd duckin.
Can we make turkey wings 10 millimeter?
that's
No.
what Ozzy was asking. What's 10 millimeter?
No, 10 millimeter has to be something decent.
Turkey wings are the most underrated part of the bird, other than turkey butt.
They're not
Turkey
strong.
butt is awesome.
Turkey
Same.
wings are only
Same
good
size.
at like fairs, Renaissance fairs and stuff like that.
But they're also 10 millimeter super new, so I think it also has to be something new. Maybe the drinks. 10 millimeter solid. It's not some wings. Plus, there's only 2 wings. How many wings are you making on Thanksgiving? 2.
That's why it's so special. How many people are carrying 10 millimeter?
There's only one nutsack. I don't see anybody claiming the nutsack on a turkey.
No, I eat the Pope's nose. I prefer to call it the turkey butt, but
that would be another comparison is caliber and drinks.
oh yeah.
Right. But somebody else can do that one. Oh, that's kind of a big Samoan thing, or turkey tails, which
They're so good.
if
What are you
you
talking
get
about?
them, if you get it just right, they are awesome.
Testicles
If-
off a turkey, you're saying?
If but there's some of them that are really fatty and not as great.
How big are testicles off a turkey?
Tail, not testicles.
Oh,
They were banned in American Samoa for a while because they're so fatty that they decided to ban them. But that I don't think that lasted very long.
Yeah, no, I think they're incredible. I don't care if they're. Every once in a while, you'll get one that's really fatty.
eat, or is it just like eating a bunch of skin?
It's No, it's super moist. There's a ton of flavor there because of the fat content that's in the meat right there.
So it's literally the tail. It's like the butt of the chicken.
Yeah, it's where the tail feathers would be housed.
And then when they pluck it, all that stuff's gone. It's not like a fish where you got to eat any of that stuff.
Yeah,
It's
no,
just-
we're not eating feathers.
Yeah. Okay. I've never even heard of that. Is that something that they cut off in turkey normally?
Nope.
Yeah, it's kind of shaped kind of like a spade. Like if you picture a spade, playing card spade, shaped like the spade, sort of.
I guess okay, Tim.
That's a good comparison there, folks.
When you get a good one, you get that really good turkey flavor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, anymore, I just go for the tail and the wings.
So what about 308? Is that a drumstick? Turkey leg?
I almost feel like it's got to be breast meat.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
'Cause the problem with the dark meat on a turkey is if you mess up, it dries out.
Well, you're more likely to get white meat dried out.
Yes. But for some reason, I find that more acceptable. I don't know why. Maybe I just like to conflate 308 with breasts. I don't know.
You just want to talk about breast.
Perhaps.
You like those Tig Bitty rounds.
I am non-discriminatory.
What about the gravy?
I forgot to. That was in my head earlier. I think after we went over the potatoes, but I forgot to say it. 380. Like you're not gonna die without it, but when you have it, you're like, oh yeah, this is nice.
I'll go with it. And I do like 380. I carry a PPK quite often. It's a
On
great,
purpose?
yep, it's a great gun. Very accurate. Stainless, so it's awesome cool.
What
Yeah.
about?
Kicks
The
out
380. 380 is a Browning design. Who's an American Institute, and I will not have you, Gary, badmouth America. I'm sorry. So what were you saying, barbecue?
What about green bean casserole?
Ugh.
I like the green bean casserole.
As do I,
I don't like any casseroles.
but I'm not sure what. 28 gauge?
I don't know.
It seems a little too exotic for it.
I'd say more like 410. Like some people have it, some people don't, but nobody's like, oh my God, I've never heard of it before. Like it is kind of stable. It's kind of a staple.
Yeah, 410 is expensive, and green bean casserole is cheap to make.
That's why I was gonna say 16 gauge. You got the people that like if they like 16 gauge, they love it, and if they don't like 16 gauge, they have the reaction that G-Web's had about green bean casserole. Like, because it's a
Yeah.
girl's gauge.
Right. It's like the bike without the bar across there.
Which I never understood because I'm like, so you're fine with 20 gauge, but 16's a no-go.
Yeah, because then you can't shoot as far, essentially.
Yeah.
But mainly it's just because you can't find 16 gauge anymore. I mean,
I
there
was
might
gonna
be
say,
some
good
smart
luck
eye-
finding
yeah.
it anywhere. Yeah.
Oh, it's rough. And when you do, it's
I forget that we talked about it one time years ago. Somebody who knew what they were talking about, or somebody researched who knew what they were talking about, and it was something, I forget what. There was some sport or there was something that it was used for, and it was ideal. And we don't do that anymore, so it's kind of lost its need, or it's lost its place.
well, I thought one of the issues.
I'm with Rumble. I'd rather just eat green beans. I don't want no canned soup laying on it.
I used to love green beans, fresh green beans picked out of the garden.
Heck yeah, those are good.
Until the day when I was a kid, I sat down in front of the TV with the big plastic bag full of green beans that we had picked and ate them until I got sick. And
Oh, I thought you were going to say until you
Oh.
see a dog run through the garden and pee on the green beans, and then you're like, oh, we could eat
that
what-
basically ended up being like aversion therapy where,
You ate raw beans?
yeah,
Heck yeah. You never ate raw green beans?
Oh, they're delicious.
No.
I mean, they got to be whatever ripe, I guess, or whatever cooked. They got to be good to go, but they're super sweet.
So now pretty much I stick to the kind of canned, soft green beans.
Yeah, just the salt in there kills you, right? But
Yeah.
if you
Yep.
can get them all free, I guess.
Hey, cook them bad boys up with a little bit of bacon and some new potatoes. Oh my god, it's so good.
Don't they got a crap? I just assumed that they have a crap ton of green beans in Kansas for some reason.
Oh yeah,
I don't know where the hell green
everybody
beans
who has gardens around here has green beans. Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Like you'd accidentally trip and like drop a green bean in Kansas, and the next thing you know, you got like Jack and the Beanstalk of green beans out there.
They're
Just
real
like-
easy to grow. Yeah.
What about cream corn?
stick them on a fence or whatever.
Cream corn's nasty.
See, I like cream corn if it's done right. If it's gross, then it's gross.
It's very
It's a-
limited in how I like it, and I couldn't even tell you because I know my wife makes something where she uses cream corn in it, and I can't think of what it is, but I know I like it
Some kind of soup.
that way.
Yeah.
We've actually I remember we've talked about it before, and I cannot remember what it is.
Now hominy, on the other hand, is heaven if it's cooked right.
How many?
Hominy, yeah.
But cream corn would be something weird. Like
22 mag.
no, way less common than that. I was going to say.
I was just doing that to see what Gizzard would say.
25 ACP, maybe.
no.
I was
30
actually thinking that
38.
myself, Gizzard.
No, 3820, like some old, or 2520, like some old caliber from the olden days.
3040 Craig.
Something they ate back in the day, you know? Like, oh, wow, we have cream corn. I don't have to chew it. Because if you ain't got no teeth back in the day, cream corn was probably the shit. Because now you're eating, it's basically
That
corn
and
soup.
applesauce, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, right? You're not going to, you want to eat an apple, but you can't. I mean, I know what it's like. I got one tooth missing. I can't even imagine being in the Civil War and you got like one tooth left. It would suck trying to eat an apple. Okay.
Hillbilly was saying earlier.
Corn on the cob would be kind of rough, too.
Oh my goodness! Except you'd have to smash it. You'd basically make cream corn out of it, right? You cut it off with a knife and smash it.
Hillbilly was saying 25 ACP for peas.
I hate peas. I like 25 ACP.
I love peas.
Where was it? Yeah, Rumble Vulcan was saying raw peas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Pull
like
them out
it.
of the hulls and eat them. Those are good. Cooked peas
Fat
are.
peas.
I'll eat them just because they're supposed to be good for you.
Ugh.
Peas are one of the vegetables that I can't have on my diet because they're so starchy.
Because of fiber? Oh.
Yep. Same with carrots.
Oh, I don't care. I could never. If I never ate a carrot again, I'd be fine. Give me like any amount of money, and I'll never eat a carrot again. I'll take it. Like,
What about peas and carrots?
I hate those. Like that bag of stuff. Like you never got to worry about me ever eating a bag.
That's
of
the crap they made you eat in the school lunchroom.
Yep,
Oh,
that's like prison food. Well, you know that's prison food, right?
Tasteless
That's gotta be
crap.
what they put prisoners.
I love peas and carrots. Oh my god.
You eat lima beans then?
Not when I was a kid. Not when I was a kid. But like if they're mixed vegetables or something, I'm fine with them.
No.
Nope. And they also make peas and carrots with lima beans and corn to put extra. You know, like, oh, there's corn in here. I'll eat the corn. Leave all the rest of that shit laying there.
Lima beans are the liver of the vegetable world, as far as I'm concerned. I won't eat liver. I won't eat lima beans. Sorry.
But there was back. I remember a stretch of time when there was that horrible mix of peas and carrots and lima beans and corn on the table. And I think that came out of Thanksgiving. I don't like Thanksgiving, and it's because of stuff like that.
Well, that bean salad crap they'd put on the
Well, I don't mind like green beans and that it's got pickles juice in it. Like that
No, not that. They used to have this, like, what they call 3-bean salad or something like that.
Yeah, where it's like green beans and wax beans, some other kind of bean, and then it's like vinegar in there.
No.
Oh,
That,
all right.
that was, we used to have that, but it had a different name. I love that, personally.
Okay, because that I'll eat, yeah. I'm always surprised by what pickled stuff I like.
Two Live Moose saying cream corn would be a Flobert round.
Probably.
Oh, man. I don't know. Some old
Pickled
person.
cauliflower is good, believe it or not.
I think I've eaten that in a jar.
Ozzy likes liver and onions.
He can have it. He can have mine.
Yep, always.
Liver is chock full of iron.
Good.
It's good for you.
So is
Yeah.
iron.
I can walk right past a magnet and I don't have to worry about nothing. I can just walk right past it.
I can take pills if I need iron.
I'll suck a nail.
Before I eat liver, I would. They used to have that in the cafeteria every once in a while. It's like I couldn't even walk through the cafeteria when they were cooking that stuff. It's like nasty.
I know something we forgot. Apple pie.
Yeah, I don't know about the pies. I think the pies get.
Well, we had pumpkin pie and pecan pie, but no apple.
A lot of people do get apple, though. I would give that to like a 44 or a.
I would maybe that 45 because it's all American.
45 ACP?
Yeah.
Or 45 Colt?
I could go with that. 45 ACP.
Yeah.
45 Colt, though, it's older.
Especially if it's warm apple pie with a little bit of ice cream on top of it. Oh, man.
Yeah, but I feel like after we won the First World War, we just started dropping pies. Like, hey, rebuild your country with apple pie. It's going to be awesome. And then that's probably what happened with, Germany in the Second World War. They just got sick of all the pie. They're like, no, we don't eat this no more.
Well, hold on. I don't
know what kind of accent that was, by the way.
I know that I've heard that Europe has their mountains going north and south. Wait. No. Their mountains are east and west, and our mountains are north and south. So when the glaciers came down, their trees got destroyed. So they don't have the kind of trees that we got over here. And that Johnny Appleseed guy is for real. Like, that guy went around, and apples don't just happen. Like, that guy strategically placed like real apples, like edible apples everywhere in the United States. So I think that American pie and all that, apple pie being an American thing, I think that's potentially one of those things. Like, we're the only ones that can have apple pie whenever we fucking want it because we got apples everywhere. I don't know if the rest of the world has apples everywhere.
Suckers.
Maybe 45-70 for apple pie.
But I could be wrong. I just know that, we've had apple pie for a long time.
It sounds good. I want some apple pie now.
I like Dutch apple pie.
But that's what I say. I think it's changed quite a bit too, I imagine, because back in the day, they didn't have anywhere near the ingredients we got now. Plus, yeah, you get all those like Germans coming over and messing with apple pie, and then Italians probably mess with apple pie, and then, other cultures mess with apple pie until it's like some whatever we call apple pie now. But I'm sure it's nothing.
Look what the Germans did to chocolate cake. I mean,
with the coconut and making it weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. German chocolate cakes is friggin' amazing.
I mean, I'll eat it, but it's still, I'll be like, come on, man. While I'm eating. But what about German potato salad?
Dang
See,
it! Now I want a German chocolate cake. Son of a.
German potato salad. Yeah, German potato salad is kind of a different taste.
yeah, it's not for me.
I don't care for any potato salad.
Oh, you know what you guys didn't talk about, and it's a half of what half of people. Well, I would think a lot of people think a half of Thanksgiving is, and that's the stuffing dressing. So you guys didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
There
yeah.
was stuffing was the first thing we named. 357.
Oh, okay.
I am a big fan of stuffing dressing.
So I wasn't in Hillbillies, but I would
In
talk
the
about
bird or separate?
Either in the but I like it with the giblets in it to add that little extra flavor.
Oh God, Mom used to do that. She'd cut up the livers and put in there, and I'd have to
Yeah.
pick them things. I hated that.
Well, usually they would. And I don't know if this was way before anybody was eating anything. This is just the way my grandma did it. But they'd put all that crap in the stuff that went in the bird and all the extra because everybody liked it, and they'd make a bunch extra. That stuff didn't have all that crap in it, and that way there was a little bit of difference between them. So, well,
Anyone ever eat the turkey heart?
probably.
It's not bad.
That's
It's a little strong, but it's not bad.
Did you
Well,
take
I
that
know.
along with the neck and boil it down for soups later?
I-
That's what Mom did, is take the giblets and what was left, the neck and stuff would get boiled down for turkey soup and stuff like that.
I say, depending on how the neck is, sometimes I'll just eat the neck. Sometimes you can get a good chunk of meat off the neck.
Yeah, my grandma would. Not my grandma. My great grandma would eat gross shit like that. She's like, yeah, it's meat. I'm eating it.
I didn't care so much for the meat, but when I was a kid, somebody better let me get a hunk of skin off there. That
Yep.
my sisters would have to watch me to make sure that I didn't take too much because I dearly love the skin off turkey. Mm,
You eat pork rinds then?
yes.
If you fry a turkey, does it turn into pork rinds on the outside?
Kind of, sort of. Except better.
I'm never eating a fried turkey. I'm not planning on it.
I would. I'm not against it. I never have, and I've never felt like going through the hassle of frying one myself.
I think it sounds interesting for like those families that have the need of like 5 turkeys or like 3 turkeys or something. So you got spare turkeys and there's like an alternative if somebody doesn't like it for some reason, or like, you know what I mean? So that there's like, it's not your only turkey.
I always baked mine in those, oven cooking bags. But my daughter, the last couple of years, has taken to the old fashioned method where you take it out and baste it, once an hour and stuff, and basically baby that thing for hours on end. And she cooks a pretty excellent turkey. So
I can't go wrong with the bag. I mean,
that's the way I always did it, and they always turned out great.
Yeah, but that, what you're talking about with the skin is what the grandparents and
Yeah.
great grandma would spend all that time with the basters so that it would
Mhm.
get all that crap on the outside.
Yeah.
I understand what you're talking about. It wasn't, I guess I ate it too, but I'm obviously, I know what you're talking about. But that, I don't know. I've never ate it out of a bag, so I don't know if you still get any of that crispiness.
What you got to do with a bag is when it's just about done, then you cut the bag open and kind of split it open so the skin can brown a little bit. That's kind of the idea, anyway.
I remember they had like a little thing that pop out of it when it was done. That red
Yeah.
thing, a lot of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I-
to some
I
extent,
saw
they still left it in there.
those little popper things are fairly accurate.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah, they
test
get you in
them.
the ballpark, right? They get you there.
Yeah, I saw one of the food documentaries. They're showing how they make them, and when they were testing them in hot water, they have a whole bunch of them, and they all kind of pop up at the same time. But I guess we're making everybody hungry. M. Gabriel says he's getting hungry. Ozzy went and got a Pop-Tart. Ron Wayne's eating Cheez-Its.
Oh,
2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and everybody's getting the munchies.
So the only thing I did like about Thanksgiving, because I don't like any of the food from Thanksgiving, but before Thanksgiving, my grandparents, when they'd have people over to their place, would have like the little thing going, crock pot or whatever, going with meatballs and a bunch of sauce, and then cheese. Like you talked about, like cheese and crackers or cheese and I forget, salami and crap like that, I guess. and just different stuff, like I guess appetizers essentially, but like big platters of it. And you'd have people show up all day. I forget what let's say they ate at 1, so people would start showing up at like 10 or something, and that stuff would be around, and you'd be getting all playing games and drinking and eating that stuff, and then at some point go upstairs and eat more. But I like that kind of stuff. Do you guys ever do that kind of thing, putting any effort into the appetizers before food?
Not really. I mean, grandparents,
I guess
yeah.
it depends on what time you ate, I guess, too.
Now, no.
Yeah, this was a long time ago when my grandparents would have their friends over and shit. And, it's not necessarily a big family, but a lot of people would show up. They're all different people coming together.
But Thanksgiving is kind of just my wife and myself and the kids. And then Christmas would be we get together with more of the family. Just so she doesn't have to deal with my side of the family.
Nice.
I'm going to say 762 by 39 has to be something better than a casserole.
Let's mention deviled eggs. I love me some deviled
Oh, snap. What I didn't even.
Here's what I found.
You're cheating.
What
You
the
gotta-
stuff?
Yeah, my robot here is trying to horn in on conversation.
454 Casul for deviled eggs?
No, I was saying 762 by 39 is better for deviled eggs. Some people like it, some people don't, but it's awesome.
Yeah,
I like them.
I gotta
don't know.
pace myself, or I'll fill myself up on deviled eggs.
They're not foreign. That's one of those things like they would make before Thanksgiving, though, right? Or would you put that out during Thanksgiving, like in the meal?
We usually, no, Sarah usually puts
we
them
kinda
out
had 'em
before.
Yeah, we had them before. I would say 762 by 39 would be like borscht soup.
Yeah, I was going to say, trying to think of something else, like a dumpling or some kind of turnover or like a popover or something from Europe. But what do they make in Russia? Cabbage and
How about the
borscht.
rolls? Nobody's
Depression.
mentioned the rolls.
I was
yet.
getting ready to mention those until we got going on deviled eggs. Let's say I like to make a barbecue deviled egg. So instead of using mustard, I just use barbecue sauce.
Oh,
And then instead of paprika, just get like a good Memphis barbecue rub and just sprinkle that over top really lightly.
they're red then when they're done.
No, they still have more of a yellow tinge to them because of the egg yolk. But it's not as yellow as if you use mustard
Is that what they normally use in deviled eggs? Or just mustard?
and mayonnaise.
Or-
Mayonnaise.
Okay, mayonnaise, yeah, that makes sense. I don't
Oh,
know if-
I should add, like, it's not just barbecue. You put the mayonnaise in there too.
I think that's why I don't like deviled eggs.
To do it properly, it needs to be Duke's mayonnaise.
I don't know about all that. I'm kind of partial to Hellman's myself, but that's mainly because we don't really have Dukes around here. So
Yeah,
What are
I've never
pierogies?
seen Duke's over here.
Duke's is
Sure.
the bomb, man.
What are pierogies? Is that a dumpling or is that?
Yeah.
oh my god, pierogies. 500 Smith and Wesson.
No, he's saying 762 by 39 because it's Europe.
Oh, okay.
Is that the potato thing
Yeah.
with the
Yeah,
finger? Like there's
they're
like a
freaking
thumb,
amazing.
there's like a thumb full of fruit or something in it, or is it
Yeah.
a sausage type of thing?
Well,
Yeah, they're filled with mashed taters and they're great stuff.
Okay, I've eaten those. I think I've eaten them from Polish Slow Lady, so I'm okay with that being 762 by 39.
Woods was saying 30-30 for deviled eggs.
Yeah, that seems like it makes sense.
Bubba's was saying
I think deviled eggs is the kind of thing you'd ate back in the old days too, like in the plains and shit.
We have macaroni and cheese for Thanksgiving. Homemade
Yep.
cheese.
What?
Yeah. Baked
That's-
macaroni and cheese. Yeah. The
don't
real
know.
thing. Man.
We've had that. Also
It's
had
good.
pasta salad at Thanksgiving before.
Brussels sprouts. Yeah.
That I've had. I think
Only if the Brussels sprouts are sauteed in bacon.
where you cut them in half and
Yeah, if you've never had baked
Yep.
Brussels sprouts, that's the bomb, man.
I don't know. They're always good. You feel like you're a giant eating heads of cabbage.
I was one of those weird kids that always loved Brussels sprouts.
Well, because I almost always make them with butter, so it's like essentially you're just eating buttered lettuce or whatever. Like, okay,
Yeah.
Last time I made Brussels sprouts, I hadn't had them since I was a kid. And my dad made them one time, and like nobody liked them except for my dad. And so we never had them again. And a couple of years ago, I was like, you know what? Just for shits and gigs, I'm going to make Brussels sprouts. And I saw this thing that was like, oh yeah, just saute them in bacon. I was like, perfect. So I sauteed them in bacon. And I was like, that's awesome. But I figured I'm going to try one raw, before I cook it, just to see what it tastes like. You would think it would just taste like raw cabbage. And I thought it tasted like broccoli, like raw broccoli. I was like, what the heck?
really chlorophyll-y tasting. Yeah.
It really threw me off. At that point, went and got Rachel, and I was like, hey, try this. She's like, ew, no. I was like, just try it. I was like, you like raw broccoli? She's like, if I dip it in ranch, I was like, fine, dip this in ranch. If you got to do something crazy like that, but then tell me what it tastes like. She's like, it tastes like broccoli. I was like, right?
But I think there's a
Blew my
reason-
mind.
I think there's a reason you don't eat them raw. I think you're supposed to cook them for a reason.
Yeah.
Like you-
I think they get
bird.
bugs or something.
No, it's like I thought it was like a heartburn or like some kind of harder to digest or something. So you always cooked them. But I might be thinking of something else.
Well, I think any roughage like that is harder to digest uncooked.
I have
Whether
a
it
hard
be-
time believing the caveman actually cooked, Brussels sprouts and stuff. Maybe they didn't have them. I don't know.
No, they didn't eat those things. They're like rabbit food. No, we eat rabbit.
First person to grab those and say, "Let's eat these little heads of cabbage. Bet they're good."
Well, it's
Oh, yeah.
probably more, I'm starving. Can I eat this
Yeah,
thing?
exactly. Like I'm gonna dig through the snow. Oh, this is not wood. I'm eating it.
This
I need to
rabbit,
find more of these mushrooms.
this rabbit we shot was eating this. Maybe we can eat that since the rabbits
that's
are all
true,
gone.
No, that's true. They'll watch something else eat it and go, okay, that didn't kill that thing. I'm eating it.
So, with everything that we've mentioned and gave calibers to, if you could only take one gun with you to Thanksgiving, and that gun would dictate what you ate based on what we assigned its caliber to that corresponding food, what are you eating and what gun are you taking?
Well, the one problem is I don't remember what we said, and we have said many calibers for different things. So,
All right, well, if you could only choose one of these foods, what would it be?
If you bring a
What?
12 gauge along, you can shoot buckshots, you can shoot bird shots, you can shoot slugs, you can put an insert in there and shoot 20 gauge 410 out of it. Even 45 long Colt, I believe, can be shot out of a shotgun barrel. I mean, just think of the options you've got with that one gun there. You could eat half the damn table.
Yeah, but you're only taking one caliber or gauge with you. So if you take 12 gauge, you're stuck with turkey.
You didn't make that stipulation before. You just said one gun. You can do all kinds of things with that one gun.
what was ham? Was ham 40?
Or if you had
Yeah.
a Taurus Judge, would get you a couple different things.
What did we give ham?
Was hand 10 millimeter?
No, I don't actually think 10 millimeter got assigned to anything because I said wings and it never got a designation. I don't think wings ever got a designation either.
Ham is
I
my
never
favorite thing.
I mean, I've heard of
Thanksgiving.
eating wings before, but there was only ever 2 usually, right? So it wasn't like anybody.
This is where we need to chat to have written all this down. Like, we didn't tell you guys this was interactive, but it's interactive. You're supposed to be writing this down, taking notes, and at the end you win a prize, and that prize is the opportunity to keep breathing. You're welcome.
Well, if I
So by
bring a-
interactive, you mean like they got homework?
There
Yeah.
will be a test.
if I bring a 12 gauge with me to the table, I'm just taking whatever I want off that table.
That's what I was kind of thinking too.
It's like, give me the plate. Get
Is
out
that
of
a brace on your Mossberg Shockwave? Maybe.
Woods was asking, what did bacon do to deserve Brussels sprouts? Free bacon.
Pigs will eat about anything you throw on the ground in front of them.
Pigs can be dangerous. They'll take your fingers
Mm-hmm.
and not think twice about it.
Yeah.
Pigs can make a human corpse disappear in 7 minutes.
So just as a matter of self-defense, you have to eat them.
There's my ag teacher in high school was telling a story about I think it was at an auction, and they've got what's called pig boards, and they're basically just a board with a couple of places to put your hands that you slam down in between two pigs that are fighting. And somebody did that, but they had their finger out. You know, they didn't have it, their fingers curled. They had one finger out. One of the pigs took that finger off and then walked away chewing on it.
Believe it.
Yeah, it's Ozzy said he's bringing his 10 millimeter and eating whatever he wants.
What I would do is on that board, I would write on there like no finger eating, or so maybe say like a no finger eating zone and have like a symbol or something. Like have a pig chewing on a finger with a line through it. So there's no, like, they understand even if they can't read.
Rumble Vulcan saying ham was 308.
Did you see what Two Live Moose said?
That's what I thought.
He worked at a place where a pig had 850 heads. That's too many heads. I wouldn't want to eat that pig.
All right, so Boss is taking some sort of hunting rifle.
Well, if I took a rifle,
I guess you could get a
30-06.
I was gonna say, I guess you could get a Garand and 308. I've seen those.
Why?
Fake. Those are fake, aren't they?
No, they are, but I would 30-06.
What's the question even? What gun you take into Thanksgiving?
So you could only have
How
one
violent?
food, and that one food that you're having is dictated by the caliber that you're carrying, based on the gun that you're carrying. I had to amend the question slightly because Gizzard tried to throw in a monkey wrench.
Yeah, I don't remember all this stuff either. But I'm only ever eating.
I didn't like your rules, so I made up new rules.
I reject your reality and interject my own.
That's right.
Have y'all ever been to a place that did something different for Thanksgiving, or like alternative Thanksgiving items? Restaurant or people's house?
Like a Chinese restaurant?
We made
not
brisket
necessarily
one.
somewhere, but I've been to people's houses where they do like they always have one dish that's new, or they always have like a different, I don't know, like type of food there, just because there's a big feast and they just, I don't know. I've been to a couple of, and I know it's one couple that they always didn't do turkey, like just to be different on Thanksgiving. They'd always invite a bunch of people and do something completely different each
Because
year.
they didn't know how to cook a turkey.
No, just do something different and be different than the typical or whatever. But
Went to my nephew's house in San Antonio one time. They had turkey, but my oldest nephew, he wanted a duck, so they also had duck along with the turkey. So
how old?
how old was the duck?
No, the kid.
Oh, this was a grown man kid. I mean,
Oh, I thought it was like a little kid. Okay.
no.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Like, I know that I don't remember who anymore, but whenever those back in the olden days, when there'd be a bunch of people at Thanksgiving or Christmas and shit, like whatever the food was supposed to be, let's say, turkey, there'd be a ham also because some people didn't fucking like eating turkey even back then.
Well, some people will alternate, so they'll have turkey for either Thanksgiving or Christmas, and
Right.
then on
Flip
the
it
opposite, they'll
forth.
have the ham.
But then I know people that have had roast beef in the mix too, and
Mm.
other things, I guess. And then my one grandma, like, you ate spaghetti, fuck it. Like, there was, and you didn't get what the fuck it was. There was also spaghetti on the table. So, like, there was always spaghetti and spaghetti sauce and, bread and shit. But, I mean, I shouldn't, it was like, oh, you want me to make this and this and this? Okay. And then there'd also be spaghetti on the table because that was just like mustard and salt and pepper for her.
So hashtag turkey, and we'll do a giveaway.
When's the bracket then after that?
Well, I wanted to do a bracket, but I was putting it in the car and it fell on the ground. So I need to glue it back together.
Everybody was mad at me when I didn't have a bracket on Tuesday because I left it here. I was like, sorry.
But we'll,
Fancy.
let me hang on a second. So I'll give you a choice of one of these two mugs. She-Fires, they're both from She-Fires. The She-Fire logo or the 2A rated mug. You get your choice of either of those, and then a bunch of stickers that I'll throw in there, and whatever else I scrape off the floor. Hashtag turkey.
So, how un-American is it to go to Village Inn for Thanksgiving?
I think it's super American.
Is that like the soup kitchen?
Village
like a-
Inn is a restaurant chain.
It's like Denny's or something.
Yeah.
Sounds like a retirement home.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Are you
why I
going
asked
there
for the
for the
soup
early
kitchen.
bird special, Gary?
Huh? This is what Defense Dad says he's doing.
Oh,
Well, there's a lot of people that either, you're not going to have the funds to get a bunch of food together just to have a traditional meal. And you might want to for some emotional reason, right? One for recollection or something, like single person, somebody widow or widower, there's all kinds of things. Somebody's just on whatever leave, or somebody's on, what am I trying to say? Like working overseas, people are split up. So I can understand it. I mean, I'm not going there because I don't want that kind of food, but I could see if I wanted that kind of food and I just wanted to buy one portion of it, right? Go to a restaurant and,
What
they're
my
making it.
aunt would do every year is she would put in an order at Sam's Club, and they will cook a turkey for you, and they have several different side dishes and stuff. You just go pick it up that day,
Oh, yeah.
and you've basically got your whole meal cooked for you, and you didn't have to dirty any dishes. Basically, you just got to pay for it, take it home.
Well, I know there's most of the stores around here that can do that or offer that. And then there's probably some others that are like, provided by caterers or something, but they like arrange it or facilitate it. But that's definitely a thing too.
And it wasn't horrible. We used to go over there and eat sometimes. It wasn't bad.
Well, it's probably just salty, like most prepared food.
Mm-hmm.
oh.
And then there is, of course, going to an actual soup kitchen and helping out people that are in need and just being part of that whole thing. I know I've known people over the years that have, that's part of their tradition, where they'll do something in the morning and then go over and just be part of some kind of community civic or a religion or, church thing.
What's the? Yeah, I'm trying to get to the
And that
stream here.
there has been a time or two where I was stuck home alone for Thanksgiving, or sometimes I would have my mother over when she was in her later years, and you could basically go and buy these. It's just a turkey breast, and Butterball packages it up in a small package that's basically designed to go in the oven for a few minutes or something like that. It's all ready to go. And just cook a little mini Thanksgiving dinner. Done that before.
What was the matter, Foster? You forget what the giveaway tool was?
Yeah.
It's streamer/giveaway.
Yeah, StreamYard.com/giveaway. And it doesn't matter what room you're in, it'll give you all your rooms.
Oh, yeah.
So I watched one of them where the Food America was built on or something like that, or the Food That Built America. That's I think the name of that show. They're on like season 5 by now. I'm pretty sure it's that show. They did one on Thanksgiving. It might have also been Inventions That Made America because it has to do with the frozen foods. But, the first TV dinner, essentially, if I remember it right, was a turkey dinner. And that was, I think it was also part of the influence of turkeys for Thanksgiving and all that, making it a big deal. Or maybe it's the result of turkey. I think it was the result of turkeys for Thanksgiving. They had all these frozen turkeys and, people only ate them on Thanksgiving. And they were like, what the hell we can do to all these turkeys?
Turkeys are why we have the microwave dinners. Because the turkey farm somebody had canceled their turkey order, so they had all these turkeys, and they're like, what do we do with these turkeys? So they cooked them up, sliced them up, put them in aluminum foil, and sold them in the freezer aisle.
Yeah, that was that story.
Yeah. So we got 9 entries. We'll give it just a couple more minutes in case anybody else wants to enter for the mug giveaway. #turkey.
Somebody I know probably has that many Halt accounts. Just saying.
He hasn't said anything in a while either.
Mm-mm. Yeah, he's busy.
No, I only entered once.
I'm going to go over there and tell him I'm not entering though. I need to buy a couple of mugs off She Fires myself though.
Well, I basically did it so she wouldn't give me one because I joined her Patreon, but it's kind of a low tier, and she's like, "Oh, I'll send you a mug." And it's like, well, if she sends me the mug, it will take her a year to make up what she spent sending me the mug. So I wanted to make sure she didn't send me the mug, so I bought a couple mugs, and I figured we'll give them away.
Very nice.
Alrighty, let me present this screen. One there. #turkey.
Turkey.
Oh, good luck
Oh,
to
I
everybody.
spelled turkey wrong.
Oh, well, too late now. So our winner is
There's
Me.
Ron Wayne.
Look how he-
Congratulations, Ron Wayne.
when it comes back, the 4,000. Oh, okay, it's still around.
Send me your address. I'm not sure if I have it or not. I don't know if I've ever sent you anything.
All you got to do is Ron Wayne on it and put a stamp on it, and the post office just takes it.
I'll send you his address. It's in Kansas, believe it or not.
So congratulations, Ron. And for everybody who didn't win, better luck next time.
Suckers.
Yeah, we hit. I've been waiting till we got 15 people, and we did hit 15, and then it dropped. But we hit that 15 threshold, so I did the giveaway.
Oh, look at this guy, Savivi, flexing on us, man.
Who? I'm literally looking at Civivis right now.
G-Webs has one on his screen,
got
covering up
one of
his
these?
dog with it.
Do you got one of these Am I Rights?
Uh-uh.
Oh, I got one Gizzard ain't got.
Well, I got a brand new one today that's being released on Monday.
Dang it.
There are, when I was looking at knives the other day, there are a lot of Civivi knockoffs. I don't know if they're buying them from the same source or just, ripping off the designs. But they'll have, where the Civivi emblem is, they'll have a little emblem right there, and the blade shapes will look like Civivi knives.
Really? And they're cheaper? Because this is like $76, I guess.
Yeah, they're cheaper.
What's cheaper?
What's the name of it?
I couldn't tell you. I was just kind of, when I was, flipping through different knives, and I'd see one.
Was it on Amazon or like on a
Yeah.
site? Oh, really?
I think Amazon. It would have been either Amazon or Blade HQ. Probably.
Is it SendCut you're thinking of? Because
I couldn't tell you what it was.
SendCut. I mean, you've basically got all three brands are owned by We Knife. We Knife is the upper tier brand. Civivi is the middle, and then SendCut is the bargain of the three.
Oh,
Really?
that could have been. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
they're all-
remember seeing We Knives, and I wasn't familiar with them.
Yeah, they're the high dollar versions of everything. We Knives usually go $100 on up.
Do you get Wii's or do they only send you Civivis?
I've only gotten Civivis so far. I only own one We Knife, and that was when I bought. I basically got given to me by a snob.
Did you get one of these? The Kai V?
Oh, I don't have that now.
Haha, I got one's Gizzard doesn't have. I own these two sectors. Haha. Because you already have the other one I got, right? The Cubit or whatever.
Yes.
I just picked these because the other one was a button lock and it was cool looking. I like that blade. And I can't tell because I figured you had most of them. And then this one is just no lock. And it turns out it opens pretty easy. And I like it because it's this nice little flat plate. So what do you think of this thing? It's a nice little...
It's pretty
flat-
cute. I kind of like it.
It doesn't lock though. So does that bother you?
Just have to be careful with it. But, we was growing up, knives didn't lock,
A lot of them didn't, right? The little grandpa knives or whatever. And
Right.
they definitely didn't do this, right?
No.
Defense Dad's going to bed. Have a good night.
Quit.
Peter has that.
Sorry if I scared you with all these knives on the screen.
Defense Dad was saying probably the Effin Grow. I did look at a bunch of the Effin Grow. I think that's the ones I was looking at. They had
That's what
kind of
Savior
neat
made
designs.
of.
I like the scales on it. They're those the jade scales.
On this one that I'm holding,
Yeah.
they call this natural G10, and I don't think it glows or anything. Gizzard, do you have any of these?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't glow. They just
It
call it
doesn't glow.
G10. It's kind
It
of
is also called jade too, but yeah, it's natural G10.
Oh, is it? Because it does have a bit of a color, but I don't know
It's
how.
got a
well my-
slight green tint to it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of into those now. 'Cause
Yeah, I own a couple of them. I really like that material.
that's what I've been looking at, the ones with the jade scales, the green, the kind of pale light green.
I've got to get more of these to compare, but that one I got yesterday with the ebony wood just feels so good.
Is it smooth or does it have a texture to it?
No, they did some texturing to it, but
Okay.
just like when I felt it, I was like, oh, that actually feels like wood, not resin or any crap like that. I was like, this is freaking sweet, and it looks so good too.
Is it a Civivi you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm just surprised at SHOT Show just how well they worked. I mean, I was like, okay, here's a bunch of knives that work. But then I think they were like the third knife I was walking around doing videos of. And I was like, wow, these work pretty good. And then I walked around and finished essentially, like taking a look at flipping all these other knives, and it was like hands down, these things are so much smoother than. I mean, seriously, there's like 2 knife makers that are custom knife makers that had just as smooth, but much bigger knives, and it's kind of cheating if you have a lot of blade length, in my opinion, because you can, there's some momentum in the weight of the blade. But anyway, I don't sell them or nothing, but I am.
I saw a button lock Civivi that I want. I can't remember if it was the Aluminium.
Yeah, I've got a video on the.
Yeah, he's got an aluminium. I like that one, I think. Or well, no, actually, how smooth are they? This one's on my nerves because it's so smooth. I don't really. It's too smooth.
Yeah, the one with the jade scales and a button lock.
How about those yellow scales, like what Gizzard has, the clear yellow?
The
Those
Ultim.
Those are kind of cool, I think.
I think so too. They look like honey or something.
Yeah, and I got your email, Ron. Thank you. I'll
But
try and
they're
get that
smooth.
sent out this week.
So for me, this is too smooth. Like I might give this one away.
Yeah, if your hands
think
were
I would
wet,
use
you might have trouble holding on to that.
And I can't flip it good.
Ozzy said he just ordered an Olight Balder Pro with the laser.
Nice.
Nice.
I like the features on the Balders, but I'm trying not to buy Olights.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, Woods just ordered a $155.
What did Olight do?
What did you get with a buck? Did anybody ever know?
I haven't shown it yet.
I put
I'm
in
debating. I was debating whether to do
I can't froth his face very much.
a review on it or just like a short, or I don't know.
Can't go wrong with a buck. They aren't the fanciest things in the world, but I mean they can be.
I bought it partly
Yeah,
because it's a
battery.
little bit different. X Adam One's out there. Good morning.
You can also mix up protein drinks with them things too.
Oh, with that little whisper?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what are you showing, barbecue?
If I can get back to the right screen here. There we go.
Is he gambling? Oh.
Will be later. But yeah, that's the one I picked up.
Oh, nice. This is the BB you got?
Yep.
I like the
that
flipper
blade
way
style.
better than the studs. Yeah, that looks like it has texture or no?
Yeah. I mean, it's still kind of smooth. But again, I mean, if we reference, what I like for grips on a handgun, I like cheese graters. But so, like, I would consider this smooth, but it's not bad.
That's a heck of a blade.
Aren't you the one that likes Walther's package, the way that feels in your hand? So does this feel like
Yep.
Walther's package?
Not quite, but it's kind of small. But yeah, the center of it is smooth, but then like the outer portion the whole way around is textured.
Yeah, that makes sense because then it doesn't destroy your pants or whatever. Like when you're just walking around, it's not like gouge in India, but when you need it, your fingers have it. They were looking at your belly.
Yeah, you're exciting too, Live Moo.
Ooh.
This dog
Wait,
is
belly?
This
Or-
dog is also not wearing a shirt. By the way, actually,
I was gonna say, how'd you see my belly?
because you were just showing.
Yeah, you can see your shorts and your legs and your belly.
But I have on sweatpants. That's why I was confused.
Oh.
Thank God.
Right?
Yeah.
That wasn't my leg you saw.
It's too cold here to be running around without a shirt.
Oh, really? We're having I think we're having a really warm year. Doesn't seem like I've even needed a coat yet.
It's raining, of course, but it was like 45 out tonight.
It's 45 right now. It got up to the upper 60s today for a high. It was a real nice afternoon.
See, it's 56 here, so it's barely getting as cold as it is hot for you, I guess. But that's not normal. Normally we have snow and it's shitty after Halloween for sure.
Is my Apple Watch spying on me? I have a feeling it is.
Of course it is. It listens to everything you're freaking saying, and it pays attention to who you're talking to and how often and what kind of routine you got. Yes.
That's 2 different times today. It's just jumped in right in the middle of my conversations.
Well, it really doesn't like what you're talking about, and it's about to start telling you about that.
Well,
it's going to have a discussion with you after the show.
On the Android, deep down in the settings, I found the settings so it doesn't listen to me, so I don't get the recommendations for something that you're talking to somebody about. You're talking about bow ties, and then suddenly, you get ads for all these bow ties.
How did you? Is that? I usually do that. If I'm watching a video or something, and they tell you how to do it, I'm like, oh, pause, rewind, and then I do it.
That's kind of what I came across the short. Oh, okay. Somebody talking about it.
2 years ago, 3 years ago, I attempted to create a list of the things like that can be done, so that there'd be at least a place to check, a wiki, to have some of that. Just the stuff I need to get rid of cookies, or I want to get rid of tracking.
Have a good night, Woods.
But it's just so complicated. There's so much of that stuff. It's really tough to even start digging into it. Yikes, 30 degrees. I guess it's not warm everywhere.
Moose said they got a foot of snow on Halloween.
Or is that warm for y'all? Maybe it's just down here. Maybe I think we get some kind of ocean effect, so maybe we're getting that this year.
Moose at 39 degrees. Rumble Vulcan said 33 degrees in Cape Cod.
Oh, do you know about Cape Cod Works? Oh, wait. I know that Rumble Vulcan is just the new name of
Wesley. It's Wesley Foster.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Wasn't Gizzard saying that was Tara before?
I don't recall saying that.
Tara, she uses Tara's Kitchen, and then the motor. What's the motor?
Chasing Ghosts.
Yeah, Chasing Ghosts is the motorcycle side.
Oh, okay.
And it's 32 degrees here.
Yeah, fuck that.
This weather report has been brought to you by GearWebsites.com.
What I'll do then, whenever anybody buys something from Gear Websites, what I'll do is I'll scoop a whole bunch of whatever it is, 75-degree air in there, and when you get it, you'll get a, however much stuff you buy, that size envelope of 75-degree air, because it'll be inside bubble wrap. So
it's always made me worry, about when you get stuff from Amazon that's got those big air pillows in it. If you pop those, are you breathing Chinese air?
Fuck yeah! Have you ever done that before? It is gross sometimes. It'll be factory air, man. It's gross sometimes. Especially
if I pop them, but I don't smell them. So I'll just run a knife down the whole line of them so I can throw them away.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I just try to reuse them if I can. I don't even do nothing to them.
I
just let the kids step on them.
I save a certain amount for
the Chinese want you to do, man. They're gonna have little nano-gisms in there, and your kids are gonna step on them, get them in their feet, and then all of a sudden they're gonna be like, "Can we listen to more Chinese marching songs, please?"
What you do is you go out in the parking lot and put them in behind somebody's tires. Wait till they back up. Pow, pow, pow,
pow. Speaking of Gear Websites. GearWebsites.com for all your 2A related t-shirts, patches, stickers, web consulting, web design, you name it, he'll consult it or design it. GearWebsites.com. Oh, is there anything you want to plug, G-Webs? You got something coming up tomorrow?
Black Friday is coming up, so it'll be a bunch of that kind of stuff. So that'll be on different channels and things. But on Monday, Alex Uli from Forge of Freedom podcast. He's an attorney from Indiana. He's always on Second Amendment Foundation on Fridays, or maybe it's every other Friday, or maybe it's every Friday. I quit watching the Second Amendment Foundation, but he'll be on, and we're gonna have an interview, an hour long or something, Monday sometime. I'm gonna leave the time frame up to him. I'm pulling a Clover, so I can't tell you what time, but it'll be sometime Monday. It's probably the next big thing, and then a bunch of Black Friday stuff. Check out Gizzard, check out me, check out other people out there doing the Amazon. Well, in other words, if you're going to be buying stuff on Amazon, consider some of us who are out there with Amazon stores, and all you got to do is go through our store to buy the junk, and then we get a cut. We appreciate it because we get bigger percentages if we send people over for Black Friday.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know. Do you have links?
Yeah, let me throw you one.
Yeah. Drop a link there, and it doesn't cost you anything, and you just go through, do your regular shopping, and they'll get a little kickback from Amazon for bringing you in.
And Gizzard
Anything-
up too.
Anything you want to plug, Gizzard?
See, I did a knife review last week on the Civivi Button Lock Elementum 2 with the Ultim handles. Got a new one coming out Monday, so check that out. Also, Friday nights, as always, would be Foul Territory, 9 p.m. Central Time Zone, the only time zone that matters.
Barbecue. Is there anything you want to plug?
No, I got nothing. I hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving, whatever you choose to do for it, or the lack thereof. Yeah, thanks for the invite, Klaus.
Well, no problem. And next week will be a mouse party. One of these things.
Disco is dead. Disco is not dead. Disco is life.
Well, that's the wrong one. It's got the wrong. So it's 11 p.m. on Saturdays. That's the old promo. Yeah. Other than that, I hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving and a good week, and a good tomorrow, and a good next day, and go do something good.
You still here?